Greetings and salutations. This is Jason Silverain, and today I'll just be having a short video covering the result of the Crusader Kings III poll. Now, the video itself didn't get many views or votes, but I got a lot of feedback in Discord, and the winner will be Fate Stay Night. Now, a couple of people did really want the Immortal run, but after trying it in private and mentioning a few quirks of the absorption system, it turned out it wasn't going to be quite as fun as I first thought, and immortality in itself does take a lot of the challenge and fun out of Crusader Kings, so I'm kind of glad the Fate Stay Night run was chosen. While the starting location hasn't quite been decided, there seems to be quite a big demand for either Africa or France. I'm not entirely certain why France, other than people think it's funny to make me play French. So I might go for that, just to try and take over Brittany and a few other tweaks here and there. I'm going to be setting a list of goals for myself. But I love this new playset system that Crusader Kings has. This is so handy. It's just like, here I can set up a massive list of mods and just turn them on, off, boomf, sorted. So hopefully no more issues with multiplayer in the future. Now, a few of the ones that are actually going to be most prevalent are going to be my Monastery, that adds a whole new building for the holdings, and I've been playing around with the Monastery. I rather like it. It's not very powerful, but it's still fun. The 769 early Middle Ages bookmark, which I will be starting from, it's based off a Crusader Kings II bookmark, I believe, so I will see how that's being implemented. The spouse designer, because it's nice to actually go, here my starting spouse is this, and it will let me do a few tweaks. Touch of Power, I kept this in just because it's interesting. I'm not really looking at doing too much with it because I've tried it in a private playthrough, and there's certain elements of it that I feel are overpowered, at least with the Immortal character. When you reach the top level of one of the potential magical traditions, it removes all stress from you. You cannot gain stress, and that was the only thing that I was really balancing in that run. So yeah, I'll see how it goes with a normal mortal character. The Accurate Chase trait is a very weak but nice one. It makes seduction less likely to work, it makes it less crippling. I mean, it just gives them a -10 to fertility rather than, I think it was 50 or something. Then obviously you've got close families at court when they go wandering. The anti-stress cascade is also another utility fix, mostly for the AI, because the AI just really sucks at getting rid of stress, and you'll end up with most of your family drunkards or dead, and especially if you have a lot of kids around the same age, when one dies, they all suddenly just die of stress, and each one dying causes more stress, as it makes it more likely for another one to die. I think it's an early game issue of Crusader Kings, and I think sooner or later that's going to be patched or fixed, but for now, the community patch here is a very nice way of doing it. It gets people a negative effect called mourning, but any further deaths of family members will inflict a lot less stress, like by 75%. So it's not a good thing, but it will stop the cascade of everyone dying. Battering Rams, basically an alternative man-at-arms you can have at the start of the game before you unlock, not trebuchets, catapults, there we go. Battlefield Safety. Normally, combat in Crusader Kings, the prowess skill is still a bit janky, to say say the least. The best you can really say is once you get up to like 25 or more prowess, you'll still have people getting killed by someone with 3. So now it goes, alright, if you've got 25 or above, the chances of you getting murdered by someone who has less than you are absolutely tiny. Also, people who would normally be killed in combat by some of the old events were more likely to end up captured. So people still die in battle, just not as often. And you end up with a lot more captives, and overall, I don't think that's a bad thing. It means you've got more chance of getting hooks, and it keeps the game a bit more fluid and fun. Bed relations, that's essentially the ability to go sleep with your wife. Better AI education, again, this is just a tweak to make sure the AI actually remembers to give their kids guardians, so you don't have everyone with absolute morons. This one, better Dynasty Perks. Now, I am umming and ahhing about this one. I do think some of the perks are very underpowered and not really worth it, but this one tweaks them, and I think it makes a few a bit too powerful, but I'll see what you guys think when I'm playing with it, and you can tell me what you believe in after looking at it. Alright, clan election, that's not going to apply to me, but it might give the AI a bit more things to work with. Community flavor pack, that is just like the costumes, and some of those should be quite nice. Currency exchange, this is the big one. At the moment, Crusader Kings lacks content. I will be completely blunt with that. There's not really that many events, so I am loving all the event packs in here. Currency exchange goes, hey, you've got either money, piety or prestige, and once you hit a certain level, well, if you've got no intent of actually changing the religion, prestige becomes pretty freaking useless. Not prestige, sorry, piety becomes freaking useless. Prestige is always kind of handy, but again, eventually it loses its utility once you've got most of the laws, or you're no longer playing tribal who really need the prestige. And this lets you do events that go, hey, I'm trading 400 gold for 400 piety or prestige, or 400 piety for around 400 gold. I mean, it's pretty powerful in that regard, but this has saved my ass so many times, because Crusader Kings III, I'm still tweaking the economy, I'm still learning it, but I think this is very nice, and it makes things, well, you can't really spam it, but it definitely means things keep flowing, and you don't have a character who just goes, well, I've got 5,000 piety now, what the hell do I do with it? I'm definitely not reforming the faith, because everyone will declare holy war on me. Oh, yeah, so that's nice. Designate heir without requirements. I hate the fact you can't just designate an heir. That is something that even tribal people can do, so the reason I can understand why they maybe locked it so far down the tech tree, but come on guys, I mean, designating an heir isn't that bad, and it does give everyone a target to kill. Paranormal flavor events, that's all they are. This one makes it so it's possible to get like the elder succession line a little earlier. I feel that I've got designate heir, I don't really need this, but female counselor, I again think this should be a thing. Because of the new tech tree, I can't really force my way to that faster, so this just goes, certain counselors can now be female. I mean, you still can't have women lead armies unless you have the correct religion or, culture, but it's nice that you can just go, hey, wait, my spy master, my counselor, my steward, all women. Oh, this fixes the fervor system for religion. So holy wars give you more fervor. It tends to trend towards 100%, 50%, because before you'd either have some of them stuck at 100 if they were tiny religions, and large religions would like sink down to nearly 0%. So again, that's another thing that needs to be tweaked in future updates, but for now the community patches do their thing. Genetic pureblood just means pureblooded can be inherited if the both parents have the trait. It's just far more likely, which is nice. A few custom buildings, so we can build cathedrals. I tried this one, improved insular Christianity. I enjoyed this whilst I was playing Ireland. I actually highly recommend it for anyone who is starting Crusader Kings III and wants to try out playing Ireland as like a beginner thing. That tweaks it and makes it a bit better. Again, I could probably take that one out actually. I'm tempted to keep it in there, but yeah, let's take it out. I'm not going to be using it. Less issues. Knight Manager. Oh my god, the knight system in this game is awesome, but at the same time it's a headache making sure who can be a knight, who can't be a knight. This just puts a bunch of tick boxes in that says, oh, your knight's got under 6 skill. Not allowed. Oh, you counsellors, they're not allowed. Your children, they're not allowed. You can just quickly go, boom, done. Sorted. Now, I do like that, though I do wish they had an additional option that said anyone under 10 prowess can't be allowed. Left-handed just put the left-handed trait back into the game from Crusader Kings II. Less sinful priest scandals because, oh my god, the fervor system is currently unstable, so this just another utility thing. Lover Counselor bonus. Normally you can only get a Counselor bonus from your wife. This allows you to do it with lovers and concubines. Lulu's Events. I'm not entirely certain what that one is. I'm going to have a quick nosy. And... oh yeah, this is just a small series of events. Chess with Child. Like Lordly Progression. Mummers in Town. Medieval Literature. Yeah, I like that. Flavour events are always good. I'd have no issue with that. Marrying off close family, because you should be able to more babies for counts and dukes, meaning that the AI family shouldn't just die out. More tribal buildings, again, not going to affect me, but it might make the tribals a bit tougher. More pets. Pets are incredibly rare events in this game, so being able to have that as a thing you can just go out and do, very nice. Unique men-at-arms for the Irish. Again, I've not used that one, so that'd be nice. Just a visual thing there with the nameplates. Pacification Speak. I think that's just if you take out a rebellion, it helps you keep control and pacify people better. This Casus Belli is awesome, because this one goes, oh, you have my lover, wife, child, sister, cousin, family member, someone important to me held hostage. I can now invade you with the goal of releasing them. Why this isn't a thing, I don't know. Wars have been started for that kind of stuff, especially amongst tribals, so why you can't just do it, I don't know. Okay, we also have prisoner marriage and prisoner transfer. I've never got prisoner marriage to work, so I'd just definitely like to see that. Prisoner transfer I've used scarcely. Most of the time I don't realise my vassals have prisoners. Most of the time I don't even bother with vassals. So, yeah, that's nice. Again, private army improved house guard. That's a nice thing to have at the end of the game. Oh yes, pure-blooded 100% goes. If both parents have pure-blooded, you gain that 100%. You will get it as inherited. Again, I like that because it makes sense, and why pure-blooded is exempt from most genetics is a bit ridiculous. Recruit couriers, or courtiers. Not as cheap and as broken as Crusader Kings II. Nice to flesh out your court. There is a better version of this where you can just literally pick who you want, but I found that one was too cheaty, because you can go, oh, I want someone who's got beautiful, or, you know, the smart, traits and all that lot, and it's like, nah, this is just if you need someone. I've only had to use it twice. And that's when I just needed some women in my court, because no one would marry my, my marshal or anything, so it's just there for just options. This I wanted to try, and I think it will be improving the cultures in a few areas of the game, especially in Africa. Now, again, I've put this in here in case I have the Africa start. I'm more likely going to be doing a French start, but oh well. Shield Maidens, so you can have generals, and for the Vikings who are female. Sword training. I love the concept of this. You can train your ward in the sword, basically, and if you cock it up, you can really hack them up. Arquebus. Again, end game, pretty powerful unit, but again, it comes in the last few years. Holy Grail War. The main thing this is going to be themed around. Lots of tooltip things. Okay, what's this one? Ah, yes. I might turn this one off. I've actually found it gets in my way, because I accidentally end up making alliances with most of my vassals when I do have them, and thus no one else wants to have marriage alliances with me because they say I have too many alliances. This Liege Alliance mod, there's various versions of it. There's one of them where you can have them as a proper alliance. You can call them into everything. This one is the light version, which only allows me to call my vassal into defense wars and peasant rebellions, and I can join them in case of peasant rebellions. This flavor mod, VITA Events, best mod out there. I cannot stress that enough. Right now it adds so much content to the game, so if you are going to be a Crusader Kings III player, keep an eye on that one. It is fantastic. Way of Kings artifacts. It reintroduces the artifact system into the game without the horrible broken issue of, hey, you're a low ranking count. Well, your gems and swords or armor is only going to cost you 50 gold. Oh, you're a king? Well, even the crappiest one is now going to cost you 700 gold. No, this one just gives you a flat rate of cost, which is much better. It's not quite as good with the amount of artifacts in it, but I'm getting this one early because I see this one building up. And it is fun, and it gives you quite an edge when you actually spend your money on these. Also, you can always gift them, so it's not too broken. Witch's Hut and Witches and Warlocks kind of work together. Witches and Warlocks just makes male witches be called Warlocks, which makes sense. And the Witch's Hut says if you're a witch or have the witch trait, or I think there's one or two other traits that can activate it, you can go find this Witch's Hut, which is very much based on Brave, and you can pay a horrific cost to give your heir a amazing boost. I've only used it once, and the witch demanded my eyes. Yeah, she wanted to blind me to give my heir a relatively mediocre boost. So the better boosts than this are, you know, very costly. And yearly hunts and feasts for trying to deal with your obesity or underweightness. Yeah, malnutrition, there we go. Yeah, the new weight system in the game is causing a lot of headaches for people because different traits means that your character is either going to be gaining weight or losing weight, and it's very easy to become obese or have malnutrition. And hunts and feasts do actually affect that, where feasts constantly gain you weight and hunts actually knock you down towards the middle. So if you're underweight, it will make you bulkier. If you're overweight, it will make you thinner. And even then, I find myself wishing I could do them more often. But that's the lot. That is all of them. So it may seem like a lot, but again, a lot of them are just quality of life tweaks and things that will pop up maybe once or twice. But thank you for joining me for this, and I feel like this is the first time I've actually sat down and properly gone, hey, this is all the mods I'll be using for Crusader Kings. I keep saying I'm going to make a list of them, or I'm going to go through them in detail. I always forget to do it, so this time we're having a nice little intro video for you. But I hope to see you in the main series, and I will catch you next time.